Hello, my fellow RevOps people. This is Ed King, CEO and founder of Openprise. Today, we're going to talk about how a different combination of net revenue retention and repeat buyer ratio metrics can tell you about your SaaS product and business. We're going to assume that you have heard our last episode about the RBR metric and why we think it's a better metric than NRR. If you're not familiar with RBR, we encourage you to listen to that episode. But in a nutshell, RBR is the ratio of your ARR that is attributed to repeat buyers. Basically, how often does your customer buy from you again? Simple. Now, so you have two metrics, NRR and RBR. If we keep it simple by just saying each metric, you can have a high score or a low score. For NRR, let's say a high score is anything above 100%. For RBR, let's say a high score is between 15 and 30%. Now we can build a simple 2x2 metric, right? A chart with 4 quadrants, your typical 2x2. Now, as with any 2x2, the top right quadrant is always where you want it to be. Being in the lower left quadrant says you suck. And the top left and the lower right quadrants are usually actually where the interesting scenarios happen. And so let's get the easy ones out of the way, right? So the top right quadrant means you have both high NRR and high RBR metrics. So not only your existing customers are buying more from you, when they move on to another company, they buy from you again. If you are in this quadrant, there's a lot of investors that would like to give you money to scale your business. In the lower quadrant, lower left quadrant, you have both low NRR and low RBR. I'm sorry, your customers don't like your product and services, and you really need to figure out what's wrong with either your product, your sales organization, or your customer success organization. Now, if you are in the top left quadrant, so you have high NRR but low RBR, this is what we call a hostage product situation. So your customer continue to buy more or not churn, but they don't buy you again, right? This is a situation where the NRR may be giving you a false signal about the strength of your business. Some products are just too hard to break up with, right? This can be due to technology costs or even bureaucratic reasons. For example, there are still Siebel customers out there that would like to move to, say, Salesforce, but find the cost and effort level, to move is just prohibitively expensive, right? Typical hostage situation. The last quadrant is the lower right. This is where you have low NRR and high RBR. So your customers don't grow in their usage, but they happily become repeat buyers. You likely have what I would call a one and done product situation. This is when your product offering is so limited that even happy customers have no way to spend more money with you, right? Either buying more features or higher level of subscription or more products and services. If you find yourself in this situation, you need to reevaluate your product portfolio and strategy. So what kind of business are you? Now, in our next episode, we will talk about one of the processes you can implement to improve your RBR. It's called Champion Mover. In the meantime, please share this episode with a fellow RevOps colleague so we can all get smarter together. See you next time.